fascinating to go see how it's made and everything. That's great.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
Those your parents?
Yes. And that couple were the LaSalles. They were of French descent.
French ice cream makers. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
How many cows do they have?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you want to know?
Oh, yes. I don't know. It may be a farm that, was behind them that wasn't even theirs. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that it was rich and creamy. All the things they try to avoid now.
Really?
Well, the people who are watching are waiting.
Yeah, that's true.
We'd have to take turns, and someone would have to keep track, of who went what time, because my father was the only one in our family who practically had both.
Mm-hmm.
No, his brothers had cars, but my mother's brothers didn't. So he was, like, if they wanted to go down to see my grandma was living with my aunt, because
Mm-hmm.
she, had gotten real. Then we were in Holyoke, and they were in Boston. It's 100 and some miles apart.
Really?
Yeah, so he would drive us, and it was, you drew straws, sort of.
Who would go?
It was my uncle said.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
And he got the car just because it was wartime, and
Mm-hmm.
gasoline was rationed.
It was very expensive?
No, it was rationed. You couldn't get it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
But store people, and they had his supplier was in the next city,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't deliver. So he had to fill up all the papers, go down, and make sure that he wasn't trying to cheat her.
That's pretty cool.
So when someone would say, I want to go down, my uncle would say, I want to go down to my mother's side to see Ma. You think Len, my father's Len will, or Hickey most likely, he would say,
Mm-hmm.
he would be willing to take me or us if somebody else was going. And it would be a week or two before they get it all worked out. There were no, what do you call the roadways now? There were no interstates or any of that stuff. It was backwoods drive.
The whole drive. When did they build those?
Backwood roads, I should say.
Oh, wow.
And so he would, depending on where she was staying, because she did move around amongst the children that took care of her, he'd get a map out. When I think when I'm on the highway, sometimes I think, boy, going for a trip 100 miles was, that was like you were going to England or get the map out, and he would have tried to remember. Sometimes he would just went on a test run to find out where all the gas stations were, because there weren't that many. You had to know, because if you ran out, you were stuck.
Man. Especially in the backcountry.
Yeah.
Not many cars driving by.
Not too many at first. As years went, there were more and more. But as I say, it was slow because of the war too, because you had a reason. You couldn't just say, I'm going to buy an automobile.
That makes sense.
And it was quite interesting. But because I was the oldest, I often was the one that had to stay behind to take care of the store.
How'd you want?
stay behind and take care of the
Mm.
store.
How old were you?
There were one or two girls that worked there. They were high schoolers first, later.
That's cool. How old were you?
Well, I was 7 years old when we bought the store, and I graduated. And, after I got out of high school, I still worked there for a while. Yeah, and I saw a lot, and I heard a lot that I probably shouldn't have heard.
What? At the store?
Oh, yeah. There were a lot of guys hung around there, and
Oh, at the ice cream shop? Like older? Like,
well, it kind of grew. It was an ice cream bar, actually.
Oh, okay.
Bought ice cream, cones, or Sundays they had little stools. And then my father added the people, whoever it was next to us, had a store the same size, and they closed theirs, and my father bought that, and he had booths in there. Then after a while, that was, not right away.
nice.
But I saw and heard things that people would forget, because I was tiny. I had 2 boxes to climb up on to get to the cash register.
Really?
Yeah. And it was one of those big old clangy things that you'd see in museums.
Yeah. That's funny.
Pressed my hand.
Just jump all the way on it. That's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting, and life was different completely. And there was one thing that public schools have done is integrate all the people, because most of the people in the United States were refugees.
Really? From Germany? Or
No,
what?
I mean, they came into the
Oh, okay.
what do you call them now?
Immigrants?
Immigrants.
Oh, okay.
So my grandparents' age people, the Polish people wouldn't speak to the Irish people, and the Irish people wouldn't speak to the French people, and it was,
Yeah.
some of it was at first they couldn't understand each other's languages.
Makes sense.
We had after the war, we had a Polish family, and the girls babysat us when they were teenagers and older, and they babysat for my mother and father, because my mother and father were mostly in the store. And they didn't speak, they spoke poor English. Of course, the girls got to do with the parents, and the parents would often ask, if Aunt Maureen and I could stay for dinner.
Why?
Because we just had become kind of friendly, because, their daughter's working for my
Oh,
father.
yeah.
So sometimes they would take us down to their house for my mother to be able to take a nap, and my father up in the apartment.
That's pretty cool.
And stuff like that. Yeah. But it was, and we weren't, the food, I had never heard of gołąbkis and a lot of those Polish food. We would have never known it.
That's funny.
And
I've never had any of that.
you've never had it?
No.
Oh,
What is it? Gołąbkis?
gołąbki. I may not be pronouncing it right.
What was it?
I can't remember. I just saw some in the store too for sale.
Really?
Yeah. I think it had to be Publix. I thought, I'll be darned.
Was it good though? Do you remember how it tasted?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it
That's
was.
cool.
We were always kind of I was more than the others. it's got a strange name.
Yeah.
And the smells were different. They, part, now that I think about it, the apartments they lived in were different. They were in a different area of the city from us. I seem to be doing this all the time with this stuff. And there were several doors, and they there was apartment and another apartment, all right? The wall would be the same in another apartment.
Oh, really?
And the stairs, of course, when you're little like that, the stairs seemed huge. Get up, and they cooked all the food. It always, they baked things and everything, and there was always that nice odor of food cooking.
Yeah.
But the hallways, whoever the landlord was, they were tall hallways, and they'd have, those are big bulbs compared to what they'd have up there, and you'd be trying to go up these stairs.